On today's episode of the RPG Maker Experience, we go hunting the finest of creatures made by the finest of game devs. So, welcome back. This one took a bit of a minute, my bad. Pet cremation costs are draining mentally and financially, and life has just been miserable for a bit, but we're back. We're gaming. We Fit Trainer. Let's rock and roll and get into what I would consider to be one of the toughest acts to follow in existence for PS4 RPG Maker. Any game that comes after this one is going to be held to impossible standards, which is kind of why in the previous season it was one of the last ones I did. But whatever, we're here. Let's get rolling. This review is going to be a little all over the place. I wrote the script while ever so slightly sloshed on cheap booze, but whatever. Fire the cannons! Off rip, every goddamn time I think Radley's peaked somewhere, I get proven wrong every time with a new area that stuns me in completely different ways all over again. Seriously, how did you get a functioning lighting engine for the caves in the Forgotten Falls, man? You're a goddamn genius. Seriously, if you haven't considered it, get onto the PC version and let this stuff loose onto itch. It would probably do alright. Get that raw, unfettered creativity out into the world. Now that the mandated Radley location design gushing has been completed, let's continue. I completed Monster Ranks 3 and 4 in this run, and as such, got my first taste of the additional hunters this game had. And seeing some faces that I recognized from other games was absolutely incredible. And either by sheer coincidence or completely forgetting that it had ever been mentioned, I didn't know any of them as I entered, meaning that I ran onto these familiar faces completely off guard with raw, unfettered reactions. So in a similar vein, I'm going to grind my axe with the negatives I have first and just get that all out the way. This will not take long at all, I promise you. I have very little negative to talk about with this game. First of all, god damn does it get dark sometimes. At night, I literally can't see in caves and in some places like that, which sucks, because I really want to see the fun details that have been stuffed into these maps, but can't because the majority of my screen is pitch black. I've even bumped the gamma on my TV for other games, and I just could not see shit. Secondly, not every monster has footprints. This is entirely a skill issue on my front, but some monsters were really annoying to track down, especially in the falls, without footprints to go off. So that is a complaint I have, but I'm not at all expecting that to be changed. It's just an issue on my part. Thirdly, the fog in the falls and the upper areas can be a nightmare. Again, this loops back around to point 1, where I just couldn't see. And lastly, once again, resource harvesting for weapon upgrades. If there was a place to purchase these at cost, a lot of the slog would be removed, so I get why that can't be. So I have to ask, do the mushrooms I need for weapon upgrades spawn in the same region as the tier weapon I'm gathering? So the slimy mushroom I need for the tier 4 insect glaive, does that spawn exclusively in the falls? Because if so, that'll save a massive goose chase for me later. Thanks in advance. So with all the negatives I have out of the way, let's move on to... So, the highlights. There's a lot, so let's just get straight into it on punches. Firstly, the Palico skills. The 3 I have so far, the stat reveal, the defense drop item steal, and the speed boost. Honestly, I could get away with just using those for the rest of the game. They do amazingly, and they fill roles that no one else can fill, so it's really good to see that she's a vital part of the gameplay loop no matter what. Secondly, the sharpening rework. Oh my god, thank you, it's so much better than it was in G+. Thirdly, the signal flare. Being able to shuffle your allies if they start to get low is good. It did give me the same ally once, which, you know, was a bit of a pain, but it's how it rolls, I don't mind. Fourthly, I need to gush about the locations, please, they're so amazing, oh my fuck. Fifth, the streamlining of weapons and armor upgrades is marginally better, with Palico armor being marginally more cost effective than before. Sixth, I really like the save statue animation, it's nice. Seventh, the hub is a lot more streamlined. Keeping only one mission dispatchment and less exteriors for marketplaces means that navigating around the hub is so much easier and it's just cooler to see. Eighth, the hot springs and combo book streamlining down even more. Ninth, the whole underwater section in Area 3. How the fuck did you get an oxygen meter working? And finally, the boss hunts are incredible fun. Not once did I feel a fight was cheap, unbalanced against me, or obtuse in figuring out how to win, and it felt like the game was on my side the whole time and wanted me to win, which I really enjoy seeing. Honestly, that's kind of the core difference between the two Creature Hunter games. G+ sets the stage and gets the gameplay loop down, as rough as it is in places, and X+ refines and streamlines the game into a refined blade. Asking me to say which one I like more is asking me to pick a favorite child. I like them both equally. Honestly, I prefer G+'s grassroots aesthetics and X+'s gameplay. There we go. It would be a wonderful experience either way to play through either game, and having played both games, they both stand pretty similar to each other. I'd honestly argue that they're both pretty good, and if it were for tile limit restrictions, I could honestly see these games fitting into the same project file and not really being all that out of place. So, good work. But now, we've got to move on to the actual important part of these videos, ranking. So, before I even start the ranking, would I recommend Creature Hunter X+ to the average player? Yeah, I would. Pretty much cut and dry, that's it. This game's a sequel, so generally, play the first game, you bums. But if you don't want to, I believe a lot of the game's mechanics make more sense if you have a firm grasp on Monster Hunter's gameplay loop, as this is a brilliant recreation of that loop with RPG restrictions. But even outside of that, I would recommend this for pretty much anyone. The only way I wouldn't recommend it is if you struggle with a sense of direction, as you will need to plan out a location of which direction to head next a fair few times. Now, onto the main ranking. I'm going to be completely upfront. The score will remain exactly the same as a previous video I did on Creature Hunter X+. So, this isn't going to be me explaining why I gave the scores I did, it's just going to be me pretty much retreading the same ground. The story is always a secondary goal in Creature Hunter games. It very much just exists as a way to go from A to B. It's a big monster, you're working on killing the big bastard. In a similar vein to G+, its score is only a 3 because it's not bad, it's just not the primary focus, and that's completely okay. Not a bad thing at all. Combat is a criminal masterpiece, and I genuinely think there is minimal that could be done to improve this combat loop any further. The damage numbers are tuned to perfection, status effects, ability spreads, and out-of-battle skills all leave a perfect symphony of combat. I have nothing to complain about with the combat. The character has grown a lot since the last video, with more of the Entourage cast being revealed, and you know, I can't be biased here, but even if I hadn't already have given the game a 5, I would have given it a 5 for character. Look, any game that can bring several characters from some of the best together,
it's got to earn good points there. Exploration is a foregone conclusion at this point. Genuinely, if I fire up a review and it's a Radley game, assume it just starts with a 5 by default for exploration, because it's not been wrong yet. And enjoyment. Honestly, Radley, I've had an absolute blast with this game, and I don't even think I'm halfway through. I did have to use gameplay walkthroughs or gameplay playthroughs from the Stephen Radley YouTube channel to find some of the monsters to kill, but that's not a jab at the game, it's a jab that I can't track without footprints. If you own either a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, get the MV player and play this game immediately. It is a crime that this game isn't more well known. And so, X Plus keeps its original placement of 23 out of 25. This was not a surprise to me at all. If the story was ever going to get a boost, it would be in the back half of the game. But anyway, amazing game, wonderful masterpiece. Play immediately.
Again, my sincerest apologies for the delay on this one. These last couple weeks have been hell in a handbasket, and I really lack the energy to do much of anything, and I really couldn't financially afford to do much of anything. With a few projects in the ringer, hopefully things start to pick back up soon. The next game I'm covering for the review series will be the first of a few PC games, Thea the Crimson Eclipse, one that I am very excited to get to talk about in more detail. Thanks for watching, and before I go, I will let you all in on a little teaser for my next major project that isn't the RPG Maker review series.
Allez! J'ai besoin de soins! Hold still. This may take a bit. Пойдем, Helvada! Дайте им присталь, парни! He's one of them now! Fire on him! Die kommer! Hjälp oss! Fall back! Forward, march! Go! Marines of the USS Constitution. Sir, we have explicit orders to extract you from France.
We are both bloody doomed if we don't work together. Just give us a chance, and we'll give you one.
The dead won't tread on me! What are you waiting for, Bonaparte? Get those defenses up! Ramming down a round shot! Cuirassier! Oh, God! Get them off!
The voices, they're getting louder.
I'm блинную, нет?
Не бейте в колокол! Дайте нам подготовиться!
All is lost! Save yourself! Reverend, what shall I do?
Stämman, distabig!
Guts and Black Powder is a game that I am so excited to be able to talk about in a more unique style from my normal review series. So I sincerely hope that it's a video that comes well. Have a great rest of your day, night, whatever it is for you. And I will see you all in another video. Have a good one. Bye bye.